Hi everyone, Lara here from testprepinsight.com, and today I'll be comparing the language apps from Pimsleur and Babbel. These are two popular language programs that we took a look at side by side about 1.5 years ago now. But since then, both companies have upgraded and changed their programs a little. So I thought it would be helpful to do a new updated review video so that everything's current. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. And by the way, I should mention here that since I'll just be focusing on the high-level stuff in this video, if you find you need more detail at any point, you can always check out our full detailed written comparison of these two apps on our website. An easy way to get there is just to Google Test Prep Insight Pimsleur versus Babbel. All right, let's kick things off with a quick rundown of how each app works before diving into the pros and cons, because a little context never hurts, right? So here's the deal. Babbel organizes its content in layers. At the top, you've got learning levels, like newcomer, beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And then within each level, there are a bunch of theme courses, usually 2 to 8, covering fun and practical stuff like eating out, travel, sports, and more. Then inside those courses are your actual lessons, usually somewhere between 5 and 15 per course. So in short, you've got levels, courses, lessons. Super easy to follow. If you're starting from scratch, you'll begin at the newcomer level and aim to knock out a lesson a day, or at least a few a week if life gets busy. Each lesson only takes about 15 minutes, so they're perfect for squeezing into your day. Way quicker than Pimsleur, which takes about an hour per lesson. And in general, Babbel keeps things moving with an array of interactive exercises, which I'll touch on later. It's fast-paced, varied, and keeps you on your toes. Oh, and there's a little daily review session at the start of each lesson too, so you're always refreshing what you've already learned. Pimsleur is a totally different vibe compared to Babbel. It's all about listening and speaking. Each lesson kicks off with a 30-minute audio session where an English-speaking guide walks you through a conversation in your target language. You'll hear some sentences, get a quick explanation, then jump in by repeating phrases or answering prompts. It's super interactive and all about building real-world speaking skills. Honestly, that audio lesson is the main event. It's what Pimsleur is known for. After that, you'll dive into practice mode with follow-up exercises like flashcards, quizzes, reading drills, pronunciation practice, and little speed games to keep things interesting. They even throw in extras like vocab boosters and a voice coach tool to fine-tune your pronunciation and accent. So yeah, when I say Pimsleur, think audio-heavy, speak from day one kind of learning, with solid review and a few bonus perks on the side. All right, so big picture. Babbel and Pimsleur take very different approaches to language learning. Pimsleur leans hard into audio and speaking practice, with each lesson clocking in at about an hour. It's all about learning through conversation, whereas Babbel, on the other hand, is more interactive and fast-paced, with shorter lessons full of quick drills and exercises. And hey, if you're curious to see what these lessons actually look like, I've linked my full side-by-side breakdown down in the description. I included screenshots and all that good stuff so that you can get a better feel for both. Now, real quick before we get into what I personally love and don't love about each app, let's talk about pricing. So Babbel keeps it simple with affordable subscription plans, 3, 6, or 12 months, usually running between $8 and $15 a month. Or if you're planning to learn more than one language, they also have a lifetime plan for about $300 that unlocks everything. Pimsleur, meanwhile, offers 2 monthly plans. The premium option gives you one language for $20 a month. Or you can go all access and get all 51 languages for $21 a month. So basically, just $1 more. So yeah, Babbel is definitely easier on the wallet, saving you about $6 to $12 each month, depending on the plan. Plus, one important thing to note here is that Babbel and Pimsleur are both pretty aggressive with their deals and special promos, and you can almost always find a discount on their apps. So make sure to check for codes. In fact, I'll do my best to keep the description below updated with the most current coupon codes I can find floating around out there. So give that text below the video screen a look before buying. You might be able to save yourself some money. All right, so now that we've covered how each app works and costs, let's dive into the major pros and cons of each program. And let's start with Pimsleur. The first big win for them is how much better their program is at building your listening and speaking skills. If you're trying to get comfortable actually using the language out loud, Pimsleur really shines here. Why? Because it gives you tons of speaking practice, way more than Babbel. You're constantly hearing native speakers and repeating phrases in context, which is huge for getting fluent faster. Now, to be fair, Babbel does include short mock conversations in most lessons, but they're usually just a couple minutes long, not nearly as in-depth as Pimsleur's full-on 30-minute audio sessions. Bottom line, if you want to train your ear and get confident speaking from day one, Pimsleur's got the edge. All right, my second favorite thing about Pimsleur totally builds on the first. It's just way more flexible than Babbel. Since Pimsleur is audio-based, you're not glued to your screen the whole time. Yeah, sure, the full lesson takes longer, about an hour compared to Babbel's quick 15 minutes, but the first half is just a 30-minute audio session. That means you can pop in your earbuds and do it while you're cleaning, walking the dog, exercising, whatever. I love that I can multitask and still feel like I'm making progress. And get this, they even have a special driving mode, so you can practice during your commute. Honestly, being able to learn while living your life, huge win. Okay, third thing I've got to shout out is Pimsleur's new voice coach feature. This is one of their recent upgrades, and honestly, I'm loving it. Basically, the app uses voice recognition to listen to how you pronounce phrases and sentences, and then scores you with a little star rating. And yep, it's surprisingly accurate. If you totally butcher something, it'll let you know in the nicest way possible, of course. What I really like, though, is the challenge mode. It gives you prompts in English, and you have to say the phrase in your target language without any hints. So you're not only working on pronunciation, but also recalling the vocab on your own. It's tough, but super effective and kind of fun too. Anyway, though, that's Pimsleur and what I like about their program over Babbel. So let's get over to Babbel's wins now. So what I love most about Babbel compared to Pimsleur is just how much variety there is in the lessons. Don't get me wrong, Pimsleur's audio format is awesome for listening and speaking practice, but it's kind of the same thing every time. Babbel, on the other hand, mixes it up a lot. You've got listen and repeat flashcards, fill in the blanks, matching games, mini grammar tips, image pairing, short simulated conversations, you name it. It keeps things feeling fresh and way more interactive, which definitely helps me stay focused and not zone out mid-lesson. My second fave thing about Babbel, which kind of ties into what I just said, is how quick the lessons are. A full Pimsleur lesson, audio plus the follow-up drills, can take close to an hour. Sure, you can pause and come back later, but I really prefer Babbel's shorter format. Each lesson is super manageable, perfect for sneaking in during a lunch break or knocking out after dinner. They're bite-sized and don't feel like a big commitment, which makes it way easier to stay consistent. All right, my third big win for Babbel is the way they handle grammar. Pimsleur takes a more laid-back, figure-it-out-as-you-go approach. The moderator in the audio lessons might point out a verb conjugation here or there, but it's mostly up to you to pick up the patterns through repetition. That's fine and all, but I personally prefer how Babbel does it. They weave grammar directly into each lesson, like actual exercises that teach grammar rules, plus little tips and callouts that pop up as you go. It's super helpful without feeling like a boring textbook. So if you're someone who likes knowing the why behind the language, Babbel totally delivers here. And last but not least, Babbel's daily review sessions deserve a quick shout out. So basically, every time you log in, the app prompts you to do a quick refresher on vocab from past lessons. It's all about spaced repetition, so you end up seeing each word or phrase multiple times over a few months, which really helps it stick. Plus, what I especially like is that you can choose how you want to review: flashcards, listening, speaking, or writing. I'm a listening girl myself, but it's awesome that you get all these options. All right, that's a wrap on the comparison. So let's dive into my final thoughts. This one's tough. Pimsleur really stands out with its deep, immersive audio lessons, supplemental drills, and their awesome voice coach feature. But I also love Babbel for its short, engaging lessons, spaced repetition vocab reviews, and clever grammar integration. Both apps have tons of pros and not many cons, so they're both super effective. Honestly, it comes down to what you need. I'd say if you're short on time or easily distracted, Babbel's shorter lessons are perfect. But if you have the time for Pimsleur's audio-focused lessons, I think it'll get you to fluency faster. And hey, if you've got the time and budget, why not try both? That's what I've done, and it works just great. You can hit 1 or 2 full Pimsleur lessons per week and use Babbel to fill in the gaps. Total powerhouse combo. And that's all I have for you. Make sure to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and drop us a comment below. Also, be sure to check out our website and the rest of our YouTube channel for more language learning reviews and comparisons. Adios for now.